build a submarine, we try to get down there. It could help us figure out what is going on.
Top secret underwater bases. Create different versions of monsters. From pond monsters to land monsters.
We're gonna be underwater, which means we cannot fail. This is where we'll be sinking our submarine. Hey yo, what's going on everyone? It's Papa Jake and welcome back to a brand new video where we are hunting down and figuring out the mystery of the pond monster that has been plaguing our backyard. Now you might be wondering, Papa Jake, where are you right now? Because you kind of look like you're standing in the middle of the pond. Well, in fact, I am. Well, I'm standing in the middle of our pond. I came down here to do some more research and also see if I could find the pond monster, but that's besides the point. If you guys have been following along in the series, you know that in our last video, we traveled to the middle of a lake to try and find the location of an FBI stash. We found the coordinates on a USB and we went to the middle of that lake and picked up this. It's an iPad. And no, it doesn't have Angry Birds on it. Now, thanks to Biggs' amazing abilities, he was able to help me decrypt the iPad and get it turned back on. Mostly, he just put it in rice for a really long time because it was soaking wet, being underwater. After decrypting the iPad, we were able to find this video on it. In fact, it was the only thing on the iPad. That and DoorDash. Don't know why they had DoorDash. Let me play the video for you guys. Let me know what you think. I've already watched it like 20 times, so I kind of have an idea as to what's going on. And this is sort of like the biggest breakthrough we've had since we've seen the pond monster.
The name's Agent Noble. FBI badge number 7274. I've been following this investigation now for over 2 years. What we've discovered is a corporation known as the Lake Corporation. The Lake Corporation seems to have been around for hundreds of years, but as of recently, they've been working on monsters, creating top secret underwater bases, avoiding the law, and testing out their projects to create different versions of monsters, from pond monsters to land monsters. They found something, a beta particle, and with that, they're able to turn things into monsters at will. Seems like a group of kids beat us to the investigation. One goes by the name of Papa Jake. What they don't know is what they're getting into. This Lake Corporation has been evading us for years. They are extremely dangerous. Identifying them has been almost impossible. The masks they wear, the tech they use. We've already gotten one subject in, someone that goes by the name of Logan. Looks like the Lake Corporation, we're running some tests on him. I'll have to stop by the lab and see how he's doing. See if he's still turning. For now, this will be my last video diary until I get back from underwater.
Clearly, the FBI is also following the Lake Corporation, and they know about us, and they know about our pond. But what's more important is that inside that video, they made reference to the underwater base.
That's not the most important part. The most important part is they made reference about Logan. You know, the member of the squad?
I know.
It's still not here.
I know, but I'm kind of thinking, you know, it's been a while now. Maybe it's time to replace him.
Jake, we can't replace Logan.
Sure we can. We could ask one of the viewers. Like, Logan's been caught by the FBI. He's not coming back.
We need to get Logan back.
Okay, yeah, well, he did also mention sort of the fact that Logan is with the FBI, so at least we know where he is, so that's a good thing.
Yes, Logan being safe is good, but it didn't exactly sound like he was safe.
Yeah, he said that the Lake Corporation have been doing testing on him, and a lot of you guys in the comments have been suggesting that Logan might be turning into the pond monster.
He could be down here right now. Hey, Logan! Logan, are you down there?
So,
come on out!
I don't know about you, but I don't exactly want Logan back if he's a pond monster, Phil. That's creepy.
Whoa, you're telling me if I turn into a pond monster, you just leave me?
Yes. We don't know for sure if Logan is actually turning into a pond monster, but look, okay, if we even want to find Logan, I think it's imperative that we get down to that underwater base. When we were above it, we heard radio chatter, which means we know exactly where it's located.
Yeah, great. They also were able to disconnect our underwater drone.
I'm actually starting to think that that might actually be from beta particles.
On that thought, I'll fly the drone again.
No, this time we're all going back, and this time we're breaking into that lab.
But Logan's not in the Lake Corporation lab. He's with the FBI, Jake.
Phil, we only have so much time in every single day, and right now, I think it's more important that we find out this. I mean, guys, let me know in the comments, would you rather us go looking for Logan or solve the mystery of the Lake Corporation? Since we're gonna be making this video before you can comment, I'm gonna answer it for today, because today, we will be
getting ice cream.
No.
Ooh, ice cream. Now that's an idea.
It's hot out today. Yeah, ice cream would be great.
It is hot out, but guys, no, we're not making ice cream, okay? We made a boat. That boat was successful. So now, we step it up a little bit. Once the greatest boat builder in the history of boat building, Leonardo DiCaprio, made a boat, he then set his eyes on something bigger, Submarine.
Leonardo DiCaprio was the actor of Titanic and that boat sank.
Leonardo DiCaprio was a great inventor in history, Biggs, and he created the submarine.
Jake, none of this matters.
We build the submarine, we try to get down there, even if we can't get into the underwater facility, because I'm sure, you know, they've got doors and locks and stuff like that. Even if we can get a visual on it, get an idea as to what they're doing in there, it could help us figure out what is going on. Probably gonna wanna make sure that this submarine is super secure, because because there could be pond monsters in the lake, and we're gonna be underwater, which means we cannot fail. Unlike a boat, which could sink and then you can swim, if the submarine sinks, well, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, water's gonna get in the submarine, and then what are we gonna do? I can't drink water that fast that it's gonna enter the submarine. It doesn't work like that.
So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna order a pool online so we can have it shipped to our house.
Whoa, this thing looks pretty heavy. Yeah, it's a team lift. I'm gonna need Bigsy if we're getting this pool down to the tennis court.
That'll allow us to test the submarine before we even take it out on the lake.
Maybe I can't lift a pool all by myself.
While the guys are setting up the pool, I'll be setting up the lab where we can use our box fort building skills to build a submarine that not only works, but operates underwater.
2, 3, march. 1, 2, 3, march.
Going downstairs.
Careful.
I want to have some high-tech gear in there. I also want to use our scuba system, which I just got up and running, and I really want to show you guys. Also, if you have not yet already, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, hit that bell button because we upload 3 times a week. I know I can't hold 3 fingers up, but that's a story for another day. Then be sure to do so you never miss a brand new video. Also, leave a comment down below, as always, if you have any information or think you know anything about the pond monster or what might be going on. Also, if you think that we should be ignoring all of this and just looking for Logan, let us know in the comments. Leave a hashtag pond monster or a hashtag Logan for what you decide.
Or make ice cream.
No ice cream, Biggs.
We made it. Now just a couple more hours and we should have ourselves a pond monster pool.
Did you bring the snacks?
I knew I forgot something.
Okay guys, so we are back in the lab, and as you guys can see, I'm wearing a weird outfit. That's because my laboratory coat is in the wash. It's kind of got some slime on it. May or may not be pond monster slime, but that's besides the point, okay? We are in the lab, and right now we are gonna be building our 2-man submarine. We talked about it a little bit, and I think we've opted for the 2-man because it's just gonna be a bit safer and a bit easier to manage once we're out on the water. Now you might be thinking, Jake, why do you have an inflatable floaty if you're making a submarine? Submarines don't float, they sink. Well, that's the trick. This is going to be our buoyancy raft. We're gonna use it when we wanna, travel across the water normally, and then when we wanna sink, we have an actuator valve right here. When it's time to sink, the valve will be pressed, letting out a ton of air and filling with water, thus pulling us down underneath the ground. Also gonna need to refill that with air, so we'll probably need an air refueling system. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay guys, so as you can see, we have laid out all the pieces to our pool. All of this will turn into that.
The basis for the submarine is pretty simple. Other than that, on top of it, we're gonna have our box fort, make sure that it's watertight, and then we're also going to need some extra supplies, such as respirators, which we have here in this bag. Once I set it up, you'll see how the oxygen system works. It's actually pretty cool. Now that we've got our plans and now that we know how the technology is going to work, it is time to get building. Oh, and one thing, it's not a submarine without one of those little scopes, you go like and look around. So we're definitely gonna be adding one of those. Time to check on Phil and Biggs and see how the pool is coming along. Phil? Biggs?
What's going on? The pool is up and running. The hose is filling it.
Okay, yeah, I thought it might be a bit bigger, but I guess just for a test environment, this is pretty good.
Well, how big's the submarine gonna be?
It's tall. We're working on the schematics here and there, but it should work. There's a slight issue though.
What?
You got a bit of a leak there, bud.
Oh.
Yeah, you're leaking water, Phil.
That's why it's not filling up as fast as I thought it was going to. Biggs, why aren't you plugging the hole?
I thought you were gonna notice.
I know what we need, boys.
Some good old-fashioned duct tape.
Ow, that really hurt. Wow, that hurts your hand a lot. But seriously, you probably want to plug that with some duct tape.
Rock, paper, scissors, see who runs upstairs to get it?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Woo! I won the rock, paper, scissors.
All right, guys, so the submarine is coming along amazingly. As you can see, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze because we had to make it small and durable. There's also no windows on it because, well, it's kind of harder to make windows if you have water coming in on the sides. So instead of windows, we're gonna have a camera in the form of one of those things. I don't know what they're called. Doesn't mean we can't have one though. But as you guys can see, the frame is ready. This thing is solid. We actually went for some really cool new designs inside. We actually have a double layer of cardboard here, guys, with some reinforcements. So it's gonna reinforce the walls when we dive down. As you can see, it is completely empty. This door is also kind of like temporary. It's just to get in and out. We'll probably seal that up and maybe have a hatch on the top. I'm not sure yet. But like I said, now we have to put in all of the gadgets that we're gonna be using when we're underwater. We need oxygen to breathe. We should also probably have some safety gear as as well, like life jackets.
Life jackets for sure.
So the next thing that we need for our submarine, especially if we're gonna try and get into this underwater base, is going to be our scuba gear. Now, we're gonna be using this, which is another really cool gadget that's gonna help us underwater. Basically, the way that it works is we have our oxygen pump here, which attaches to a extremely long hose here, which then attaches to a mouthpiece here. And when you put it all together, you have breathable air. So basically this will go inside the submarine. We can then leave the submarine and have a working oxygen mask.
Only Jake will have to worry about this because everyone else is staying safely inside the submarine.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You could come out and help me explore. Plus, what if I find an entrance into the base? I'm gonna need backup.
Yeah, backup from the submarine, you know, an escape vehicle.
All right, well, this needs to charge anyway, it looks like. But this is the future of us exploring underwater. Who needs an ROV anyway? I mean, sure, we spent $5 grand on it, and sure, it broke in 5 seconds, but nothing beats your real eyes. Okay guys, so the submarine is complete and this thing is looking amazing. We've got everything set up and we've fully decked out the inside with all the items that we need to dive underwater and find this underwater base. The only thing left now is to bring it down to the swimming pool and see how that's going. Got our test chamber. This is where we'll be sinking our submarine, and hopefully everything will go as planned, so it'll be ready to go under real water.
Whoa, Jake, what do you mean, hopefully?
I mean, there's a lot of science that goes into building a submarine, Phil. Not every submarine is perfect. Leonardo DiCaprio made like 12 before his work.
Leonardo DiCaprio is an actor on the Titanic, and the Titanic sunk?
Not this one. This one's not gonna sink.
Wait, it's supposed to sink.
Right, this one will sink, but it won't fail. Now with some of the cool stuff we've got going on. So this is the entrance to the submarine, and as you guys can see, I kept it pretty simple in here. I did not want it to be overly complicated because we have one goal. That's to get down to this underwater base. Once you shut the door, you are completely sealed in, and we can check out some of the really cool systems that we have going on in here. So one of the things we have here is a sonar system. This is the sonar system. So we actually have sonar in here so we can see if there's a pond monster or another boat or an underwater lab, which is pretty cool. Next up, we've got what we're calling a stethoscope because we don't know what it's called. This is our way, like every submarine, to see above us when we're underwater. And we've got a really cool way to do it. So instead of looking through like a mirrored glass where you can see up and then, you know, you can like kind of look around, we have it fully powered and integrated with a video system. So if we plug it in, check it out. So above us, we have our stethoscope. There's the pool that we're going to be going into. Oh, we can see Phil. He's building something. So this is going to be great for us not only to see around us and make sure no one's coming towards us, but we can also be on the lookout for pond monsters. I think this is a pretty sweet way to kind of incorporate some cool tech into our submarine. Okay, now this is our oxygen. So this is going to supply oxygen to the submarine, but also will supply oxygen to me. So the way that it works is above the submarine, all the way at the top, we have an oxygen compressor that's going to compress it and bring it down here. And we've got a big hose so I can move around the entire submarine and not have any problems. When you want oxygen, press the button, and oxygen comes out of there. Doesn't taste great, but we're ready to dive. Okay, but like anything, we never know if this is going to 100% work. So we are ready and we are good to go to start this test. But I want to know, leave a comment down below. Do you think this submarine will work? Is it going to be an epic failure? Did you notice anything when we were building it that maybe says that, hey, this might not actually work? Leave a comment down below. If you think it's time for us to launch this submarine, then stay tuned for the next video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when a new video comes up, and put a hashtag dive in the comments down below if you think we're ready for the next video where we test this out.
While we might not know why they're doing this, we know what they're doing, and it's our responsibility to stop them.